Magnetostatics, or static magnetism, is a kind of magnetism in which the electrons spin around themselves, or making a constant current flow in one direction, which does not change over time, creating by that a static magnetic field. The first sort of magnetostatics is generated by the electron spin. Because the electron spins around itself by nature, it creates a rather modest current. This current creates a magnetic moment, which generates a magnetic field, as previously stated. Permeability is the magnetic constant that measures the magnetism inducted by the electron spin. If the permeability value is 1 or less, the material is diamagnet. If the value is greater than 1, the material is paramagnet. And if the value is 130 or more, the material is ferrimagnet. Diamagnetic objects are materials which oppose the magnetic field direction and weakly repel by it. Diamagnetic substances have equal number of electrons that spin in opposite directions, so their magnetic effect is cancelled out. These materials are rarely getting magnetized, and when the magnetization source is removed, their magnetization is lost. Silver, lead, copper, and water are examples of these materials. Paramagnetic objects are materials which do not oppose the magnetic field and weakly attracted by it. Paramagnetic materials have some electrons spin in one direction, and some electrons spin in an opposite direction, resulting in having a small magnetization. These materials can be magnetized, and when the magnetization source is removed, their magnetization is lost. Air, nitrogen, and aluminum are examples of paramagnetic. Ferro-magnetic or ferrimagnet objects are materials which do not oppose the magnetic field and strongly attracted by it. In these materials, the majority of the electrons spin in the same direction, so their magnetization is significant. The atoms in these compounds are extremely magnetic, but they're not yet magnets. Cobalt, nickel, and iron are examples of ferromagnetic. The other source of magnetostatics is created when electrons flow in a steady way, in a form of direct current, DC. An example of this type is the MRI, and the magnetic storage used particularly for computer memory, such as hard drives. Now that we have covered electrostatistics and magnetostatistics, we shall move on to introduce electrodynamics or electromagnetics. But that is left for the next episode, so ensure that you're subscribed and click the bell icon. Please help us by liking, commenting, and sharing. This encourages us to deliver more. Wait for the next video on the Electricity and Magnetism channel, and we'll see you next week.